Hi, it's James, and we're back with another podcast. And you're going to see a very familiar face to my left-hand side, as I am joined by Carla, who you will know from many, many ATW events as the voice of a lot of our events. She actually started in the fitness industry, and we're going to find out all about her story now. I can't wait to have a chat with you, Carla.
Oh, thank you for having me here. It's a delight to be here, James. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. And we've actually just been told off chatting away because we've been chatting away for a little while before the cameras started rolling.
Keep it on.
Yeah.
The chat is for now.
And the chat is for now. So, yeah, it's good.
Oh, good. Can I just say, I'm absolutely loving these mugs.
Yeah, the ATW branded.
They're fantastic. They look amazing.
Yeah,
ATW.
ATW.
Is that your idea?
I don't know whether it was my idea, actually. I'm not sure. I think we used to have these on mugs a long time ago. And then we got some new ones made and we tried to come up with something witty to go on them again. And then we just reverted back to what was on there before.
You got Boss on yours?
I've got my name.
Okay. But not Boss.
Not Boss.
No.
I don't really, to be honest, I don't really see things as Boss and things here. It is a very kind of flat organisation that we run at ATW. It's like a team spirit, as you know when you come along to it.
It is a team spirit. So, yeah, delight to be here. Thank you so much for asking me, Jay.
Yeah, it's good. Jen, you have an interest in your story. I only know where it goes when you were in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there was anything before that kind of got you into sport, like were you a runner or into sport yourself?
Yeah, massively so. So I love watching sport. And in a previous life, when I wasn't voicing, before I started voicing events and being the voice, like a live announcer at events, I used to compete, not at a professional level, you understand, but just I used to compete doing half marathons, triathlons, adventure races.
Is this at school or is this after?
This was way after school, probably sort of late 20s to late 30s. I was racing every weekend. I used to do it all the time. Absolutely loved it. Loved doing events.
What was your favourite distance?
I did like a half marathon distance. Yeah. I used to love doing half marathons. 10Ks was nice, but then triathlon, I've got the triathlon bug, but I have got a bit of I'm absolutely petrified of open water swimming. So I forced myself. I actually found a coach who helped me with mentally for the swim training. And then started pushing myself to do triathlons, did a couple of triathlons, absolutely loved it. And then I got into adventure racing. Did quite a bit of adventure racing. I did the Have you heard of the original mountain marathon,
no.
which is where you get a map and you don't know where you're going. And
you don't have a set out or anything?
There is a course set out, but it changes every year. It's basically a hardcore orienteering up in the mountains. I did that, and then I was massively into that, and I was teaching fitness at the time, and then I ended up taking part in a television program. We are going way off track.
Yeah, that's good. I love this.
We are going way off track. Took part in a television program. I auditioned the television program itself wasn't actually that great, but the experience was amazing. And I went.
You were a participant.
Yeah, there were 8 of us. There were 6 guys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
And it was hardcore. We didn't know where we were sent a kit list, and you just had to turn up at the airport. Okay, here's your kit list. We'll meet you at Heathrow, 7:00, Tuesday, whatever. Here's all the kit you've got. Turned up, didn't know where we were going. It was all top secret. Signed NDA, blah, blah, blah. And so, can't remember what it was called now. It was called Unbreakable. The program itself was a bit like Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
And we flew out and we trained the toughest military in the world. So the first week we were with it's basically if you could hack it. If you can't hack it mentally, emotionally, or physically, that's it, you're out.
Right. Okay.
So the first week was with, First week was with the SAS in the jungle in the Amazon. Second week was with the Norwegian Winter Warfare, the army, the Winter Warfare Army in Norway. Third week was with the Navy in Portsmouth. Fourth week was with the French Foreign Legion in the Sahara Desert. And fifth week was with the Navy SEALs in Florida.
Seems like quite a budget TV thing. It doesn't sound like it.
Wow, the experience was amazing, but with any reality TV show, I don't believe everything you see on TV because it's edited.
Right. Okay.
So the actual TV show wasn't that. I don't know. It was very different to the experience, but it was hardcore. You're training, you're physically, mentally, and emotionally being pushed. And and I came out on week 5.
Right. Okay.
So I stayed in, to competing with the boys just on my own.
So there was
So there's 2 girls, 6 guys.
I think there was 3 left. Was it?
There was because the other girl came out in week 2. And it was brutal, James.
Yeah,
it was brutal. This wasn't, you weren't staying in hotels. We were staying out, for example, in Norway, we were sleeping in snow holes that you had to dig. And then, we had a doctor with us who always checked that we were, medically okay. And then at night, all the rest of the crew were going back to hotels.
And you weren't.
No, we weren't. You are literally, and you're digging where you go for the toilet. You're sleeping in this, you've got no pillow, nothing. You're just in what you've got on your back.
Yeah.
You're wearing clothing-wise, and they'd come around and check on us every hour or so to make sure that we weren't getting hypothermia. It's a bit intense. So it's very different to what I'm doing now.
The half marathons to it.
10K is much more preferable distance. And all sorts. It was brutal. It was an amazing experience. Yeah, I don't know if I do it now. I think I was a bit more gutsy in my younger days. I don't know where did that come from, that bit of information. You asked me where it started. So I've always loved, so I'm all going back to that, always loved outdoorsy, active, and I love doing things like that. I don't get as much time to do things like that myself.
Were you working?
I was working, so fitness. I was teaching.
You were still
at the
teaching?
time. Yeah, so I took 2 months off to go and do that.
Okay.
Go and do all that.
When you say sort of fitness, you're working in a gym?
I was working in several different gyms, teaching different types of fitness classes. Loads of running. I was massively into running at the time.
Yeah.
Swimming, just doing loads of outdoorsy, active stuff, really. And that's where I got the bug. I love being outdoors. Doesn't matter what weather it is. No such thing as bad weather. It's bad clothing choice.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from.
And then from there, you decided to set it up as your own business, I think, wasn't it? You went from the gym to actually set up yourself.
So I was teaching while I was free. So I started, in the gym, teaching different classes, and then just started, personal training, teaching Pilates and things like that. So basically, working for me. I've worked for myself for a long time. Yeah, teaching fitness, really.
Where did that kind of entrepreneurial stuff come from? Was that sort of from parents or?
Well, my dad did run his own business. No, actually, I don't know.
Your dad his own business?
He ran his own business. He always had a good, strong work ethic. He would always be working hard, and he actually made all the parts for Formula 1 racing cars. He was a precision engineer. I used to find it really boring, like motor racing. My Maisie, my oldest daughter, she loves Formula 1 now.
Yeah.
But I used to find it at the time boring. My dad knew all the racing drivers, everybody in the day, back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. It's like Senna and Prost.
That's it. Yeah, he knew all of them. And he was, his work ethic was always work hard, just got to keep grinding, keep grafting, keep pushing, and, just build your business. Yeah. And then I saw that, obviously, grew up with that. And then started teaching fitness, and then decided I'm not going to do it for myself, because actually at the time there was a massive gym boom.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like Holmes Place, David Lloyd, all the big clubs? There was loads of different health clubs. Yeah. So there was a massive space for a freelance fitness instructor. I used to go around club to club teaching all the fitness classes, and still then doing all my races at weekends.
And how long, sort of into your lifespan, did you sort of do all the fitness stuff on there? What age did that take you up to?
Oh my gosh! So I started training as a fitness instructor when I was about 20-ish, and then I taught fitness for nearly 20 years.
And this is the bit I'm finding most fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it must be around 40 then, is it?
Yeah, late 30.
That it was like, I'm going to do something entirely different now. How did that first? So obviously you're now an amazing voiceover artist. I think you've done 1,000 events, or over 1,000 events.
No,
TV stuff and all sorts. But obviously at some point you had to get behind the microphone for that first time. So how did you get from that fitness journey and instructor to
events? Well, this is a bit of a strange story. An ex-boyfriend of mine who worked in the gym industry, started to go into the event industry, the sports event industry, and started putting on local little 10K runs, 5K runs. And he knew that I had taught fitness. obviously, we were going out together. And he said to me, he said, "Oh, I just need you to say a few words with you at this race." And I said, "Oh, all right, what do you want me to say?" "Oh, I don't know, just anything. I don't know, just say, hello, welcome to, bag tents over here and toilets over there, blah, blah, blah." And that was in Richmond Park. And that really was the start of my live announcing career, I suppose.
Bit before the event, or did they rope you in?
No. So just did a little, it was literally, "Oh, can you just say something, anything, make it up, whatever, go with it." And then that one event led to more events. And then I started getting involved with charity events. And I did a huge event for Great Ormond Street Hospital, children's charity.
Yeah.
And that was like 1,000, 1,500 runners. And that was probably the biggest event that or the biggest brand, the biggest charity that then sort of put me on the map, really.
Yeah.
Because to work for Great Ormond Street Hospital, and that was a good 14, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I still work with them now. And then that, like, James, one thing leads to something else leads to something else. And then I started just doing part-time. I was still teaching fitness at the time, just part-time, just rocking up at events and starting to just say a few words on the microphone. Really, that's all it ever was.
How did it feel going from doing the fitness stuff, which I'm assuming was mainly one-to-one or very small groups, to suddenly being a voice to 1,500 people? How did you find that in terms of
terrifying,
being very direct with some people? So now what you're saying is actually going across to such a broad spectrum of people. How did you
I used to find it absolutely terrifying. And I remember because teaching one-to-one or speaking one-to-one or speaking to a small group, I've always liked entertaining and performing. There's always been something within me. It's always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I've always liked sharing people's stories and finding out about people and finding out, what their motivations are and listening to their stories. And I've always enjoyed talking to a crowd and making people laugh. I like that interaction, James, that connection, God, I've got what you said now.
How you found the difference of going from a small group, basically,
to a larger group. Well, I remember turning up to Great Ormond Street Hospital, the RBC race for the kids, when it got really big, and that was an audience of 10,000 people.
Wow.
And being the person on stage, bringing it all together, the glue, and hello, welcome everybody, the presenter, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I do remember in those early days, I was absolutely terrified.
At the time doing it, was it just when you got going? Was it or the whole time you were doing it?
The pre, just really, really nervous, and just thinking, "Oh, I've got to get a grip on this." It's okay. So, I was very, very nervous to begin with. I still get nervous voicing different jobs or different projects or different events, but nowhere near like I was then. More experienced now, but also I've got my way of handling nerves.
Top secret, or are you?
I'll tell you what. Do you know Ant Middleton?
Yeah.
So he had a book. I read a book called The Fear Bubble. You read it?
I haven't, no.
It's really good. Talks about fear because, day-to-day, everyday life, we're all faced with things that make us fearful, aren't we?
Yeah.
And he talked about, because obviously he was a soldier and he was fighting out in real life, life or death situations, right? It's life or death. If someone comes through that door, I'm going to get shot. Anyway, it's a really good book. I would recommend it. But in a nutshell, it was that book that basically made me change how I was fearful, because he said, if you imagine whatever the fear is as a bubble, and then say, for example, an event, I've been voicing this event for 10,000 people, as it approaches 2 weeks, oh my God, I've got to do that event. Oh God, I'm starting to feel a bit nervous about it. And then the closer it gets to that event, I'd be, that the fear would be even bigger. And he sort of reframed it in his book, and he talked about the fact that you just need to shrink that bubble. So it's not so big. That fear is not like this, it's almost like that. And it's almost like you still acknowledge that I'm nervous.
It exists. Yeah.
It exists. I know I'm nervous, and that's okay. But you're shrinking it down rather than letting it overwhelm you. Because actually, if like here, this is a safe space, I'm safe, or I'm in my home and I'm safe, nothing's going to happen to me. And actually, I'm starting to get nervous about that event 2 weeks' time, but I'm in my home. I don't need to be nervous.
Yeah.
I'm at home. Does that make sense?
No, it does. Yeah.
So it's a good book.
Oh,
I never booked food.
I do remember a title of a book in my mum's house when I was younger. I never read the book, but I actually remember the title of the book, and it was "Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway." And I actually love that saying. At some point, I need to go and actually read the book, because I still vividly remember that on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Just always seeing the title, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, because all these people that do things, I don't know, whether you're a celebrity, whether you're starting your own business, whether you're taking risks, whether you're growing your business, whether you're a singer, an athlete, top athlete at the top of your game, those people are still fearful. They're still scared, but they're just doing everything scared.
Yeah.
And they've got, they know how to handle their nerves. I say this to my youngest all the time. It's about handling those nerves and not letting them overcome you, so that you're like, I can't do it. You need to, recognize, okay, and that's what I say to myself. If I'm scared about something, a job, I will say, look, I know I'm nervous, and that's okay, because I care. I'm nervous because I care. I want to do a good job and I don't want to mess up. But it's just shrinking it. And I find for me that works.
Yeah.
I do. Read the book. He did another book else, but I can't remember what it was called. But it was that book for me that basically turned everything around. And then also as well, I had a what if scenario. Like, what is the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
I'm getting so scared about doing this job or this talking to 10,000 people. What's the worst case scenario? I don't get booked again. And does that really matter? That's not ideal.
Of course, yeah.
But it's not life or death.
Yeah.
Whereas, Ant Middleton, it is life or death. Please, if he doesn't shoot first, he'll get shot.
Yeah.
So that is real. And fear really is just that life or death situation. It's fight or flight, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course it is. Yeah.
I find things like that fascinating, James, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not a psych, I've always found mindset fascinating.
Yeah. Well, your mindset must be fantastic in terms of being able to go and do those sort of things as well. But to actually do this as your own business, where I know you were sort of saying things like, well, it doesn't actually matter if I don't get booked again, but it can matter in terms of running your own business and being able to do it. So you have to juggle all of those with your mindset, don't you? That you're doing it because you enjoy it, but you also have to earn a living from this.
Yeah.
But when did that flip in terms of, because obviously you were still doing your fitness, which was giving you guaranteed incomes coming in.
Yeah.
What was the crossover point where it was like, now I'm going to go into...
I could tell you exactly what happened there, James.
Yeah.
So I was going along, had a few events, still teaching fitness. I had a few events that I was voicing and, didn't really think of it as a proper job. Is it a proper job? I don't know. Is it a proper job? It is a proper job, but never sort of saw it like that.
Yeah.
Then met my partner, I had kids, settled down, did the home thing, great, blah, blah, blah. And still doing the live event announcing part-time, which I loved. Then lockdown. 2020 was huge because it was great for our family. We were outdoors every day, biking, walking, just having great family times. And then I've been thinking for a while, I need to do something else. I need to challenge myself. And, we need to have another income coming into our family, because the money that I was earning part-time wasn't enough. Kids are a little bit older now. What can I do? Anyway, during, 2020, all events stopped. So I lost all my income pretty much overnight, about 18.
Feeling, yeah.
Yeah, you know that feeling, James. Oh, mate, it's like, oh my God, now what am I going to do? But, still got a health, be grateful, be positive, focus on the positives. The weather was amazing for us as a family. It was great. We had great family times, blah, blah, blah. We could still work. We were sort of okay. But what am I going to do? And homeschooling the kids. Do you remember all that malarkey? And we didn't have to do it the first time, did we? It was just like, everybody cut loose. And then everyone, we all sort of went back to a new normal. And then it was that second lockdown. And I've been thinking for a while, I want to do this performing bug still inside. I want to perform, or to do more. Okay, what can I do? Don't know. So I go and work in a shoe shop. I don't know, anything. Just what can I do? And then that second lockdown happened. And then we were homeschooling again. And I just thought, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
I cannot put myself at the bottom of the pile again. I'm not going to. So someone had said to me, "Oh, why didn't you look at voiceover? Don't you know anything about it? What is it?" I've read a speech at my friend's wedding. Anyway, basically, threw myself into training, as podcasts. I'm really thinking, okay, I'm going to explore this a bit more because live announcing is very different to voiceover.
Okay.
Voiceovering, let's say. It's very, very different. They're two very different things. And basically threw myself into that, found myself a coach who I then coach with. And the rest is history. And then I basically just, started getting more and more events. Events started coming back. I started posting more on social media. That picked up quite a bit of work. Got my first international job from posting on LinkedIn. And it just kind of grew. And then I just really plowed every spare bit of time, energy, and money as soon as I started working in events again, to just really getting myself better.
The reason I looked shocked as well when you said 2020 is I believe that was the year you reached out to ATW. 2021. I remember it being, because we were on this site.
That's right. So I came here.
You did come here, and I'm sure it was 2020 or very early in 2021. So I think you have been around ATW events for sort of 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. And
that was obviously the time when you were really trying to
That's right. That's right. Yes. I was really pushing myself, and I was thinking, I just got to get myself out there and you put the work in.
Yeah.
And, this, James, anything, whether you're training for an event or training for a race, triathlon, building your business, you've got to put the work in because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
So you've got to do the reading, you've got to do the research, you've got to go out there and find all the answers.
All those LinkedIn posts and stuff, but you're so good. I love seeing all your LinkedIn posts.
You never comment on them, Jane.
I do genuinely enjoy. Yeah, I look through your socials. You're very good at sort of saying what you're up to all the time.
I think the thing is with the whole social thing, you're constantly learning about social media, aren't you?
And it changes all the time.
It changes all the time. And I think the thing is, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to put myself out there. And
whether that's in a bunny outfit at one of our 10K events, and good laughter.
Yeah, whether it's with a stroppy teenager who's like, oh, I'm so embarrassing, why keep talking to everybody? I'm not scared to put myself out there and being authentic, especially online, is key, isn't it? So if I haven't got any makeup on or not looking my best, that doesn't bother me because it's relatable, and I think social media in itself is all about being relatable and authentic, and it doesn't necessarily have to be polished and audio perfect just because it doesn't have to be sound perfect just because I talk for a living. It can't, all the fluffs, in fact, all the fluffs and they're like, oh, whoops, that makes you more likable.
Yeah.
Not it's about, I suppose it is about being likable. It depends what you want from social media, you see. If you want likes, that's completely different. But if you want to get leads and you want to build those connections and build your business and grow, then that's completely different as well.
I think you get the same way we come about it as ATW. We love all the connections with our athletes and everything. And it's one of the reasons we love having you as a commentator at our events because we know you get that.
Yeah.
And it comes naturally to you.
Yeah, that's really nice of you to say. Thank you. I do love your events. So I think your ethos as a company and as a brand and I know you don't like to call yourself the boss, but you are the boss, aren't you? You are the boss. But that your whole thing about the connections and the stories and the people and making everybody feel welcome and included and relatable and friendly, and that's why I always feel like that when I come to your events. It's about, come on, everybody, welcome everybody, talking to everybody.
I do think you just slot in very naturally into that.
Yeah, that's nice of you to say.
So what's up next? Obviously, we haven't really talked about where you went on from. Obviously, a lot of people from ATW would know you from voicing events.
Yeah.
But you've also done some work, as I alluded to at the beginning, with ITV.
Yeah. The ITV?
Yeah.
Check me out. Well, yeah, I'm quite excited about that. Well, so apart from the live events, I do lots of events for charities. I also, live announcing, emceeing for ATW is amazing. But then I also do events that is called a Voice of God.
Okay.
I've heard that, VOG.
I've heard of the term, yeah.
Voice of God. So if you for corporate conferences, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats, blah, blah, blah. Please welcome to the stage, so-and-so, so-and-so. So I do quite a lot of that for award ceremonies.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you reckon the hardest thing is at a corporate conference or an award ceremony as a live announcer, what do you think the
The
hardest
bit
thing
I
is?
would be petrified of is saying names correctly. Would be the bit I would worry about more than anything.
Yeah,
Personally.
there is that. Oh, there's things like that always happen. But what do you think the hardest thing is to get your audience to do? Here you go.
Stop talking.
Close. Something else.
I feel I'm at school.
Yeah. You know this? Whose podcast is this?
Took out my misery.
Down.
That was it. Okay. Sit down.
It is really hard. It is really hard because you basically start off, please take your seats. Okay, but please take your, and it's all nice and friendly. Please, and then by the end, it's like, please take your seat. Because everything is to time, as you know, everything is to time. And I think that's another thing actually about events. Coming from an MCing perspective, you're not just there to rock up and just talk to people. You're there to make sure that you keep that event on track.
Yeah.
That is fundamental. I don't know whether that's completely nothing to do with what you're talking about, but making sure that you're working with you to slot in and go, okay, I know we've got to get this wrapped up by this time. We've got to get everyone to the start line at this time. But you're very good. Your team are very good at communicating all of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're through you.
Oh. For that. But then, so sorry, going back to the voiceover thing. So, I've done some stuff at ITV. I was the live announcer voice for their TV program earlier in the year.
Yeah.
99 to Beat, which was a family show, which was really good. That was good fun. I've done quite a few TV promos. I'm the voice of Vanish in the Middle East, James.
Excellent.
Vanish, now, cleaning products.
There in the Middle East.
Vanish, yes.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm the voice that I do lots of radio stuff.
You're saying about some luxury car stuff.
Luxury car stuff, yeah. And that's very low registers. It's all very low down here. I've done some luxury bedding.
Maybe just go into the
It's not my normal speaking voice though, James, is it? I don't speak. I don't sound like that at events. But for things like anything that's luxury, I use a low register, which is I didn't know I could do it, to be honest. Which is all very low. It's very M&S.
Yeah.
I was the voice. Luxury cars.
Fascinating. Because people don't know all of this sort of stuff. Shouldn't you just speak?
It's very technical.
Yeah.
When you're behind the mic, when you're reading scripts, it's massively technical. Where you breathe, when you don't breathe. So in advertising, for TV ads and radio ads, like you have to breathe a certain way, so you don't hear people breathe when you listen to radio.
Okay.
Yeah, you never hear, unless it's a conversational read like what we're having now. But if it's advertising a product, but on television, you never hear someone breathe.
Yeah.
I do quite a lot of corporate videos as well, things like that. IVR. So thank you for calling, that type of thing. A whole mix, really. And I've been asked to do a documentary as well, so that's my to do.
And what's that for?
That's for Princess Kate.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing when I go home. A whole mix, James.
Yeah,
it's a whole.
You've got a recording studio at home, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a recording studio at home that I, basically go into, do my thing, and can work from home. Connect around the world. We've got quite a few international clients now, which again, I've worked hard like yourself to build up and just keep plugging this up and put myself out there, basically.
Yeah, and so you should. You're genuinely very, very good at what you do, Carla. Like I said before, we love having you at ATW events, and we continue to have you at ATW events until you get too big in the Middle East.
We're on IT. Do you know what? I think this is the thing, right? I love live events because it's great. I love all the studio stuff. I love doing all the TV stuff and things like that. That's all really, really good fun. And you meet so many different people, but you're there to get your job done. And then you get out again. You're not there to chat and, whereas events, I feel like it's my socializing time because I'm working and you're making people feel welcome and you're seeing familiar faces and you recognize them. Oh, hi, Eric, or, people you see them and it makes them feel good. It makes them feel welcome. And that makes a massive difference. And I enjoy doing that.
It's a very fulfilling job, isn't it?
I never feel, and I know you're like this. Well, I think I know you're like this. I don't ever get up. It doesn't matter how early it is in the morning. I never think, oh God, I've got to go to work today. Oh God, I really don't want to do it. Because it doesn't feel like work when I work at live events because I'm going and chatting and, I am I'm not a miserable person. If I'm golf, thank God for that. I'm not talk to anyone. I'm genuinely pleased to see somebody or interested. And that makes a difference. And I know you feel that.
I do feel like that. I've normally always set 3 alarms.
Do you?
Yeah, just in case I sleep through, because I'm always worried I'm going to sleep through an alarm. So I always set 3 alarms.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, my alarm never goes off. I'm awake before
Same.
it started for the event.
I'm exactly the same. But do you get that thing? I don't know if this is an event, working an event thing, that you can't sleep the night before.
Ish. I'm always really good at going to sleep, but then anything that wakes me up, then I can't. And then I'm awake again. But I'm pretty good at going to sleep. But then sometimes I only get an hour or 2, and then I'm awake and I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh my goodness me. Oh, hello. Who dimmed the lights?
So maybe that's the time for us to wrap up. Maybe, Carla.
Need to pay the meter.
Yeah. Need to go and put another event on so we can pay the electricity bill. But yeah, it's been a genuine pleasure to have you in. Thank you very much for telling us your story. I imagine we'll turn the camera off and then we'll carry on
chatting
some more.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, it was a random fire.
Yeah. So thanks very much for coming in.
You're welcome. Nice to have. Thanks for having me. It's really, really sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, good stuff.